Welcome back to some professional Starcraft 2 from the ESL Pro Tour Open Cup playoffs here on Open Cup number 69. A nice match from Korea. Two of the top players today. No, you are not hallucinating. You are not lost. But it is true in the bottom right. The Terran player in the blue. It's Dream. From Good Game Gaming. Yes. Yes. If you like Good Game Gaming, you should like and subscribe to this video and also check them out. Yes, that's a real name. Only good games for the fans. It's illegal. It's in their contract anyways. Let me introduce another professional player from the mythical lands of South Korea. From Team Envy, the antagonist to many Terrans, the Protoss, the perfect counter to Dream. It is Nightmare. With, what is this? Chrono boosting a Zealot. With a, so, out of gas for a moment. To make sure he had the extra minerals for a Zealot. Shenanigans are afoot. He's looking for proxies here. The Zealot is something. I don't know what. He saw nothing. He's just scouting around his own base. He's looking to create a nightmarish situation indeed for Dream. I really gotta. I'm light on the Inception memes, but I'm sure we can work our way to it. There's a lot of layers to this build. It's like an ogre. Or, my very detailed thumbnails. Okay. A lot of layers to unpeel here. But I'm not... He kind of hid in the Bubula, which is an interesting choice. Meanwhile, a Reaper comes in. Adept comes out. You can't explain that. The Zealot gets in, murders a Marine. What is it? Who does this?
Who does that?
There's just a Zealot. This is like the running Zerglings by and hoping that he doesn't note it. Like, you're not... This is... already off to... All the Terrans player shaking their heads in their power armor right now. This is one of those builds that shouldn't do anything, because if it ever gets scouted, it's just a complete waste of time. The problem is, it just doesn't get scouted nearly enough. Like, you're not... Thankfully, a reactor on the way. But, like, the nightmare ends for now. But, what? I haven't seen that for a bit. Of course, I haven't been watching as closely. We're back taking it a little easy. So, if at any point you find yourself excited by this cast, make sure to tell me to stop, okay? You don't want to get too... Don't want me to get too excited. Don't want you to get too excited. Everybody just a calm, even keel cast. Alright, we don't want to get you too much whiplash from Loco. So here we are. Couple of deaths, dancing back and forth. Decides to cancel the Shade, which... Oh my god! Oh my god! What a play! I can't tell how... That was some drunken Adept Master. That was the wrong move. I stand by this. That was the wrong move, canceling that Shade from Nightmare. But Dream, just seizing on the opportunity, gets himself killed. Like, that was not... Okay, well, so far, everything going Nightmare's way. Okay. Slightly less going Nightmare's... Okay, pick up the SCV and drop him, and he'll take 5 damage. What if there was fall damage? Phoenixes would be much better. They're already very good. They don't need a buff. He's just straight up going Phoenixes. He's gonna come right back in towards the main. More production on the way for Dream. Is there still a Widow Mine there? Let's play Find the Widow Mine. It's like... There were several years of Legacy of the Void where most of the early game in this matchup came down to find the Widow Mine. There's a whole back and forth deadly meta around Protoss players and their Stargate units figuring out where Widow Mines are. Or not figuring it out, much to their dismay. So where did the Widow Mines end up? This is the actual question. I don't... So there might be a Widow Mine in this picture. You never know. Is there a drop? There are Widow Mines some... Ah! You see? There was. Aha! I can't even find them. And oh my god, there's another one. God, they're really jammed in there. Nightmare. Ooh. Seeing his life flash before his eyes. But because he is the Nightmare, he's not the one moving super slowly, like he's in a dream. That's the Marines without stim pack. Oh my god. Those are, like... People have gotten so good at hiding those things. You gotta look for the little tiny line that's like, hey, you're about to get fucked up. And that's what it says. The Widow Mine's just like, yo! For about a second and a half, and then it locks on. So, this is, like, Nightmare has completely exploded the situation, as he should. Dream, despite putting together a solid 2-base push, has been contained by a Protoss who's now on a comfortable 3. Because Nightmare has taken those little edges and rounded out his build pretty well. This is the most dangerous part of the game for Nightmare, at least in the near future. We got a bunch of Marines, some Marauders, Widow Mines, Medevacs, and a Raven with nearly full energy. Charge is done, but the gateways just came online. That's not nearly enough charge lots. Widow Mine hit's going to do a lot of damage. Chooses to go for the auto turrets instead of like, you know, those tank a lot of damage as well. Picking up some Marines. He's, it's hard to tell exactly what's going on. The Widow Mine's not really finding connections. Upgrades finishing across the board, and somehow, oh, pinch me. It really looked good for Dream, but now it's looking all Nightmare. Not sure exactly what happened. It just didn't really come together. The Widow Mines didn't find the connections. I really think using those auto turrets was kind of a waste. Anti-armor missile, especially like in the right place at the right time, can really amplify the damage of your army. Auto turrets are a pretty known quantity. They're not adding a ton into those big fights, so I think Dream pulled the trigger a little too quick. And now here comes Nightmare. Warp Prism stuck in the bubula, just picking up the Widow Mines. One gets a hit off, the other one up in the air, taken down. Archon's bullying forward. Gonna bust right through those force fields if they'd like, but they don't want to. Okay, they make their own decisions. Down goes another Viking. A bit of a scrappy brawl out here. Down goes an Archon. Minimal units, but here come 10 more charge lots. Which, those words have changed. Oh, wow. Nightmare is really maximizing Widow Mine damage, I will say. Like, that is about as bad as it could have gone. These Zealots are just eating the Widow Mines for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and maybe a bit of a nightcap. And here comes an Archon drop in the main, just kind of, hey, whose base is it anyways? Widow Mine, oh my god, Widow Mine targeted by Dream, knocks the Warp Prism out, interrupts the Warpins, but at the same time, at the end of the day, the damage, what are these charge lots? They're still at Archon, just hanging out, not in my backyard, says Dream. SCV's dying across the board, but Nightmare has been, like, to say he's been reckless with his Zealots is a bit of an understatement. His Zealots have been all over the place. They've been given the world tour here, but it's a one-way ticket. You get as far as you can around the Terran base, because you ain't coming home. Unless you literally force them out of the game by killing so many SCVs, you ain't coming home, says Nightmare. And that is the only thing. That is the only thing that is keeping Dream in the game right now. if Nightmare had been like, how many zealots? 40 zealots. There have been 41 Marines and 40 zealots. That is a incredible. That is a failed attack on Ire. At least that first warp-in, the cinematic one that, spoilers, didn't end well. Like, okay, Liberators, you know they can't, Zealots can't jump that high despite their sick legs. Do they care? No. Some of them will survive. With an extreme and utter and almost inhumane... Well, Zealots are not human. Jimmy, get off the phone! We're dropping just as many frames as right now. Nightmare is dropping his Zealot count. Which is just, you know... Why can't things just go smooth? Okay. Our connection to the internet seems to be very similar to that Nightmare's connection to his own gateway units. Tenuous and somewhat distant. And oftentimes intermittent. So, no splash damage besides the begrudging Archon merges. We've got enhanced shockwave. Dream is pulling it back together. You can tell Dream has a trajectory. He's got a place he wants to go. He wants to build up this army with all the right units. It's just Nightmare keeps kind of like slapping him across the face from weird angles. Oh, here's some Zealots. Guess you gotta cancel your gold. Like, could you not have built it? Like, I'm not here to criticize, but if I was here to criticize, I would say, did you really need to build it at the gold? Like, your buildings can fly. You lucky bastard. Like, come on. Terran players are always so greedy. You've already lost 12 SCVs to Zealots. More than the 18. Come on. 2-2's on the way. Just +2 armor going on +1 attack for Nightmare, but he's put together another gateway army. He's going to clean up some of the Widow Mines, which will sound the alarm. Dream musters his forces. That is a significant army, and gateway units will not beat that. And I think both players just came to that realization. It's a little surprising for Nightmare because he had an observer the whole time. Here come the Zealots from the north, but Dream has finally locked it down, and the closer we get to 200 supply, the better this is. Dream's going to have 2-2 kicking in. He's got a 4th base on the way. Looks like Nightmare now finding himself in an awkward scenario, slapping down a couple robos. That'll make 3 robotics facilities, and 2 of them definitely too late. The robotics bay force fields work better for Dream here. Nightmare walls himself out of actually fighting with many of his Zealots. EMPs landing across the board. Dream hungry for vengeance. As right now, Nightmare just getting whittled down. The Zealots stuck in the back. The force fields, I'm not even sure what they're accomplishing in this scenario. Just throwing up panic fields. Robo Bay is now done, but it looks like so is Nightmare. Nightmare, well, we've seen this before, where it looks like Dream's just gonna have enough bio. And then Nightmare just kind of waltzes into the fight, and guess what? There's some Zealots over here. Warp Prism, it ain't over yet. Winter, what are you talking about? You know he can still warp in Zealots. He does have 3 robos, yet none of them are being used. No. Okay, no. This was too much, though. A Disruptor and a Dream. That's, well, yes. I couldn't have said it better myself, so that's why I was the one to say it. A Disruptor and a Dream. That's what this game's gonna come down to. And I favor the Dream right now. As currently, even a couple beautiful, juicy, just delectable Disruptor hits are not going to turn the tides. As you can only throw away so many Zealots. Right around Zealot number 69, I think, is when the tides turned. Because even if this Disruptor finds a decent connection, he's going to dunk on him. Just drop right on top. Shoot yourself in the face. You want a chance at hitting me. Dream finishing things off. And honestly, I think for many people, for many Terrans out there, that's a bit of a cathartic victory. Like, he can't keep getting away with it. He's not allowed to just send half a dozen zealots every 30 seconds in random directions doing nothing. You're not allowed to just eat half a dozen Widowmine hits and do nothing. You're not allowed, like, you can't magically just have the late game army. You need a Robobay for that. And since Nightmare did not get a Robobay, well, he did not get the win. I've been there before. At some point, you get addicted to the zealots. You're like, I could get splash damage, but. And just because these players are professionals does not mean they don't fall into the same habits. Even in the ESL Pro Tour, I think the semifinals here. By the way, I'd like to, I'll just throw this in there. Make sure people are updated, but thanks to the great work of ESL, Apollo, and of course Shopify, I'm happy to announce a summary of the announcement, which is Shopify will now be directly sponsoring the ESL Pro Tour. What this means is the prize pool of each of these ESL Open Cups, not this one, not yet, this is some of what we already got, is double. So each of the 3 tournaments, the 3 Open Cups each week, one for each region, $800 prize pool. This is pretty unprecedented, and I think will bring out a significant amount, even more competition. On top of that, they're bringing back the Signature Series. You might have seen some with like Beyond and Cyril for WCS. Well, they're bringing it back. You're going to get some of that back. So you're going to get Cyril, I don't know, like doing lumberjack cosplay in the troll lands of Finland. You're going to get Beyond, like getting emotional and feeling like, oh my god, he's my spirit animal, stuff like that. And last but not least, the Team Liquid map contest is back. With a guarantee of new community maps, new support for community map makers, and a regular update to the season map pools. So every few months, both pros and you are going to have new maps to complain about. And I look forward to, in the past, I have been a judge on the Team Liquid map contest. Judging is more like, is this map playable at a professional level and not like, how much do I like it? But it's been fun to do. And like, for example, the Team Liquid map contest in the past, there are 15 finalists, which sounds like a lot, because not nearly all of them are going to get into the map pool. Usually there are 150, sometimes over 200 submissions. So it is really still a very active scene with a lot of people putting a lot of work in. So speaking of a lot of work, Dream put in the effort that last game. He took the punches, and it wasn't so much punches as like finger jabs and wet willies, which somehow sounds offensive, especially today. Even more so, but like awkward stuff like that you're like, wait, are you actually, did you just make a zealot and put it in my base? Looks like Dream gonna give Nightmare a little bit of a taste of that, and then realize that 2 adepts are more than enough to deal with 6 unstim marines. Oh my god. Really? Don't try to be a Protoss stream. This is such a, those aren't a Widowmine. Those are 8 Marines. Like, we're gonna wait for them. All right, they're in the bushes. When those Phoenixes fly over, they're gonna get very unhappy when 1 or 2 Marines shoot at them and then scout this entire thing. Oh no. What are you doing out here, Dream? He figured it out. He knows you're here. He flies. It doesn't, like, the vision blockers don't matter to flying units. But it is a... By the way, we glossed over this. By that I mean we ignored it completely. This is a straight out of Wings of Liberty. I got a lot of Marines. I got drugs. I got guns. Hell yeah, brother. Let's go up this ramp. And to that I say, you know what? It might work. Because 4 Phoenixes and 3 Adepts, no matter how much shield battery overcharge you got. Oh, I think he's dead. He's dead, right? Battery overcharge, kicks things off, knocks it down, targets the Stalkers, which is kind of an odd choice. Here come the Phoenixes. Probes pulled. Okay, wait. So, like, killing probes is good, but that didn't... I don't think that's... Alright, Marauder. The only survivor. These bio armies are just... Like, they're thinning out real quick. Nightmare just rolls with the punches. Yeah, he does not seem to care. Very much at all. And now, at least the starport finishes and he can develop the infrastructure. And the worker count is looking pretty good for Drake. But, like, that was kind of supposed to be a knockout blow. And it just wasn't. Like, it didn't kill a base. It didn't kill that many workers. It didn't kill Phoenixes. It just killed some gateway units, which, don't tell them this, but kind of throwaway. As we said, maybe not as throwaway as last game, but, like, he got 12 probes, but the starport severely delayed. The third base miles behind. Nightmare, like, he does have charge and +1. Oh, he didn't have charge on the way yet. That's a key one. I thought charge for some reason was on the way earlier, but not during that fight. It's still a tenuous position for Nightmare. But also, Dream's kind of... He's feeling the timer now a bit. Because when you do something like that, you know you didn't get enough damage. You gotta follow it up. And here's the follow-up. I don't... That's not really enough Marines. Well, we're gonna find out. Once again, a lot of Phoenixes, which are a little hard to judge. Because they tank a lot of damage as well, being targeted down. Dream this time prioritizing those more valuable units. The Sentry holding its ground with shield battery overcharge. And Nightmare holds. Dream still knocking on the door. The Phoenixes do have to recharge that energy, but so do the Medivacs. The Medivacs don't recharge energy very fast if they're dead. Fun fact. But once again, Nightmare left with a fraction of the army supply, and that a pretty high fraction, but still a fraction. Technically, everything's fractions, but technically people who talk like that are super annoying, so I'm going to stop. Couple force fields. Once again, Nightmare really not on the ball with those. For those force fields, 100% help Dream. All right, those Nightmare force fields were a nightmare for Nightmare, and they were a dream for Dream. What you like? The ideal scenario is Zealots one by one lining up to fight your entire firing squad. Like if Zealots could one by one choose to engage a couple dozen Marines and Marauders, then Terrans are like, this is how it's supposed to be. Finally, a fair fight. Dream stepping in. Looking for an opportunity. The Phoenixes. Oh, yeah. Wait, he's not even suiciding the Phoenixes. He's trying to keep them alive. Nightmare now down 50 supply. Dream. I'm really surprised he didn't try to drag the Widow Mines into the Bio Army. There's an Archon and a Shield Battery. Name a more iconic combo. Oh my god, that Archon has everything on its back. Oh, the Archon. Okay, well, Archon's not well known for their biological features. Dream. Just tearing through everything. And that should be a G and a G. In 3, 2, 3. GGG. Match point. Alright, so at first I thought Nightmare was like quirky and creative, and now I think Nightmare needs to get his shit together because, well, honestly, good build from Dream. But Nightmare just, you're looking like a one-trick pony. It's not a particularly convincing trick, I gotta say. So, step up to the plate, or take the plate, go home, chew on it, bring it back poisoned, and have Dream step on it. There are 2 types of Protoss. What are we going to see? 2,000 atmospheres. My personal favorite map of the new map pool. Actually, no, that's Blackburn. But a close second, and the only reason why is because of the finally, once again, we have the physics that float up. We're deep under the sea, so when these Marines and SCVs and whatever other unlucky or lucky creatures depart the world, they do so very dramatically. So, oh, Jimmy, can we give some points to Dream? Yes, a Terran won against Protoss. It happens more than you think. Two guess. All right, Nightmare. Here are my thoughts on the matter. He's like, you know, this whole macroing thing has not been going great for me. I like gateways, but you know what's a better flavor of gate? You know, Starcraft. Gateway. Okay, wait. Okay. I've got it. Let's see. Let's see what he has. Like 20 seconds. Starting with the Zealot, which he set the hook here. Alright. He did the Zealot in game 1. So it doesn't necessarily look... What? I mean, it was kind of a weird place for us. It's just a robo? You just built a robo?
Who does that?
Dream saw the Zealot. The thing is, seeing the Zealot... Oh my god, the probe just tried to run away. Like, no. There's nothing to see. This Zealot was born to die. I think he wants the Zealot to do this. Like, let's stay alive as long as possible, so that way he doesn't scout. There's no expansion. He's... Oh my god, there's Zealots in the trees. It lives. Reaper starting to get a little... Thinks red is a bit sus right now. Okay, we're gonna go to the Dream action cam of... Oh my god! No! Oh no!
It was at this moment that he knew.
Oh,
he fucked up.
He doesn't know anything. He's look at him looking around like, oh, I didn't see shit. Oh no. Oh. He knows nothing. Oh, come on. Scripted. He's even checking for third base. Don't worry about the third, my friend. Don't worry about the third. Is he waiting for 2 immortals? He has to know. No, at this point, there's something. The dream cam. The dream cam. About to become the nightmare cam one way or another. Oh, he's gotta know. You gotta know. Engineering bay, he thinks it's DTs. Dude.
Add-on complete.
Oh, no. Oh. And I mean, like, what reasonable person wouldn't think it's DTs or Stargate? And Nightmare just comes in. 2 immortals. 0 fucks. Oh my god, the SCV's looking for the wraparound here. The neighborhood watch getting blasted to pieces. Like, part of the reason this is so good here is because it's so stupid. This is 100%. Like, why? Okay. Well, GGG, 3 GGs from the GGG gaming player. He's like, oh my god. Twice in Korean, once in English, so everybody gets the message. Oh, that was some disgusting, shameless Protoss. Oh, I gotta go wash off in the spawning pool. Like and subscribe if you're also disgusting and shameless. And of course, that's how Nightmare wins. Okay, so it's not over yet. Nightmare puts one on the board. Really pulling out the PvP strats there. Oh, God. That was disgusting. I can't, like... I imagine... Like, Dream right now... He's just trying to put on a meeting with the Terrans. Like, he's got his suit coat. Alright, I'm about to use some business words, so buckle up, everyone. He's got his suit coat. He's sitting in front. He's got the laser pointer for the PowerPoint presentation. He's like, and if we don't see in their base any tech buildings, we prepare ourselves with what? Class? Okay, apparently we're a professor now, but Professor Dream is like, yes, an engineering bay. And then that one annoying kid at the back is like, what if he goes robo? And then the professor's like, obviously he wouldn't go robo. That build doesn't make any sense. Please stop talking. See me after class. And then the kid's like, my immortals will see after. What was that? Nothing. I don't. And here we are. 2-1. Yada, yada, yada. Here we are. There's a zealot. Are we just building a zealot? Is this what we're doing now? Are we building a zealot? Okay. So we're building it. Everybody write it down. Scrawl it in blood. Not your blood. On your hands. We're building a zealot. Oh my god. And then we're doing this. The will they, won't they of space murder. Oh my god. Reaper Senpai. Come closer. No, Zealot-chan. Last time I came close to you, I was burned by your blades. Yes, I study the blades. How does he see him? Oh, the SCV! Oh no, SCV! Oh, the twist! What a play! Oh, I see you. The SCV likes to watch. Let the boy watch. Oh, Dream! Well, that was the turn we did not expect. Wait. Oh, the Adept's in the main. Oh, no. Oh, he misses a hit. Just flails it into the factory. Down goes the Adept. What an early game we've had here. Nope. Reaper and Hellion. Who could have expected this turn of events? Run! Fly. Oh, well. No. Where did he go? What? Okay. I'm not sure who this is better for, because, like... Are you serious? Does he make it home? Did he get out? He killed him. Dream is so angry. Oh, I mean, if... Wait, that doesn't work! He could just run in! I mean, it's not a terrible idea, but, like, it's not... This isn't PvP. Like, if the Hellion could just run by the shade. I don't... This is nightmare logic, okay? Nothing makes sense. Why is there an immortal? He's going immortal drop, but from his own main. And now he's gonna get Twilight. This build doesn't make any sense. Doesn't need to make sense. It's Protoss. Now get the Dark Shrine. We both know you want... What? Glaives? Alright. I gotta follow all the twists and turns of this story. What? It's a scouting immortal. Or wait, is it? It's a buddy cop movie. Alright. Wait, it's another buddy cop movie. And what happens when two buddy cops fight each other? A lot of paperwork. And also murder. So nobody wins that exchange. The Widowmine dies. But the War Prism will have lasting emotional trauma and be vulnerable to further attack. And the Immortal was in the Warp Prism when the Widowmine hit. Or at least it was near it. So it's also been affected. And then the Hellion is fine. The Hellion is always fine. Like, the Hellion doesn't care. He didn't like his partner anyways. So. Classic Hellion. Okay, so. Now what? Now what happened? 5 more gates, a bunch of glaives, but also taking a third and building probes. So this isn't like an all-in. It's just an acknowledgement that the Terran can build unit. Dream is going up to 5. This could be a dramatic game. This game has not seesawed. Well, it hasn't been Nightmare trying to pinch Dream's ear like game 1. And it hasn't been the dramatic failure on Nightmare's part of game 2. This actually is about even. A few more probes for Nightmare. I mean, a less than conventional army. He's decided to pick a different gateway unit to make a bunch of. This time we're doing Adepts. 50 Shades with Glaives. A classic. 10 seconds on +1. Pretty sure he saw you, by the way. If you see the depot saw you. That's how it works. +1 is done. Combat Shield, Stim, and +1 are not done for Dream, which means this is Nightmare time. Those are all very, very, very important. And now, his Marines are very, very, very dead. At least 3 varies. And that's that. You know how I said it was even? No. That is not true. At all. Nightmare just slipped in through the back window there. In the 15 seconds before every important upgrade finished. And actually perfect timing. With overwhelming force. Because once combat shields and +1 and Stim are done, the Terran army can actually stand and fight and maybe out DPS the Adepts. But before all that, it just kind of dies. Like, the Natural's just gone. It's just wiped off the map. Is he gonna go to the main? He's just... There's a force field. There you go. He could shade through that. I probably wouldn't, but... He's like, you know what? We'll keep the Terrans in their preserve. The Terrans can stay in the base. We'll take the rest. So here we are. I mean... Okay, the Stalkers are gonna go deal with these depots. Medevacs exist, of course. There's multiple observers here. You know, maybe scouting for bases that can fly would be a play. Oh yeah, he doesn't have a wall, though. Does he? Will he? Won't he? He won't. He won't. I mean, the Chew Toy depots are working pretty well here. Relics of an earlier time. A time without a grave to depths. He thought those depots were gonna help him. There's enough to defend. So this is when things get a little awkward. But, I mean... Oh, what? When did he get Blink? Okay. So Nightmare, when faced with the options of either killing a base that is completely exposed, or going up a ramp into Liberators, Widow Mines, and a Bioarmy, he chooses the second option. Which means now, what are those Immortals? 2 Immortals. Well, you couldn't ask for much better than that. He's gonna lose the Medevacs, but 2 Immortals are better than getting 0 Immortals. So... there's that. And Nightmare not really super focused on the upgrades either. He's gonna get 1-1. I mean, I say that because he could... Oh my god. Oh jeez. Oh, he's gonna go. How is he not? He saw the Widow Mines. Who cares? They'll kill the Terran just as well. That is just a... There's such a thick number of adepts here. Oh, he just kills the... He just kills the orbital. Okay. I mean, that works. Oh, the force field... They actually kind of trickle through it. There goes the orbital. This is such a... Like, he's really just bustling his way in here. It's a lot of Widow... He really wants those Widow Mines. He needs those Widow Mines. The Widow Mines are landing. Two more Gs coming out. Dream has GG'd 5 times in 2 games, which is quite an impressive ratio. So it looks like we're going to match point, which... Yeah. Well, make your picks. Dream? Nightmare? Whose name is more accurate? Definitely Nightmare. That's not a question. It's 100% Nightmare. Like, and if you disagree, you're dreaming. All right. He is playing like his namesake. It feels like as soon as he let go of the idea of how you're supposed to play, and he did that in Game 3, where he's like, no, I just built a robo. Like, once you let go of that, he's had much more success. It was when he tried to confine himself to playing a, quote, to an extent, macro build. That's when he struggled. Like, a 3 base versus 3 base against a Terran player with a brain. It's a tall order. But, things are getting weird. And that's where Nightmare thrives. You could see the anger with which Dream stimmed his units in games 1 and 2. He was really hoping we didn't get to this point. But here we are. He just keeps building the Zealot. Oh my god. I mean, it's not just the There's so many things. There's so many things that go into countering the first Reaper. Like walling off, shield battery, now Zealot. And he goes, you know the best way to counter? Someone who counters your first Reaper? Don't even build it. Alright, Dream has not built a Reaper. He just scouted with an SCV. An advanced tactic that Terrans rarely utilize. Actually, surprisingly low amount of Terrans SCV. I'm still, like, that's one of those things. Like, building your 4th base on your 4th. Like, do you need those extra 4 seconds? Okay, it would take 12 seconds to fly over. But, like, what if it gets canceled? Anyways. So the Zealot, how did he not see the Zealot? Is my question. How did he not figure this out? Why is this Zealot a surprise? Nightmare is gonna make sure every one of these SCVs has horrible story. He gets 2 kills! And he forces a bunch of SCVs pulled. Well, like... Oh, he's in his head! Oh my god. How does this happen? And then, oh, well, wait, there's more! So, seize the reactor factory. And, like, do the math on this. Yeah, oh my god. This isn't lucky. This is a pretty common build on this map. And especially, this is the first time Reactored Hellions came out. Oh my god. It's a disaster for Dream. Oh, this is terrible. Oh my god. Does he get any probe kills? He had to cancel the starport. He lost multiple... He's down 12 workers! And almost nothing has happened. Oh. Oh no. Dream tried to be a little sneaky. He's succeeding with the Widow Mines, but the Phoenix shrugs it off. A very exaggerated shrug. It obviously hurt. But it did survive. Is Nightmare actually going to play it safe? Is he, instead of trying to go Charge Lot, going to go into Colossus? Which would be, when you have this much of a lead, just don't risk it. And Nightmare, like, he's kind of blown his lead before. But that was because he was making units it was easy to blow your lead with. Like, Zealots are not an exponential force multiplier. Like, you don't have 5 times as much strength with 10 Zealots than you did with 5. Okay? Whereas the difference between 1 and 3 Colossi is huge. Like, 3 Colossi, Bile units have to think twice, and then they're dead anyways. 1 Colossus, none Colossus, okay. But it forces an entirely different army out of Terran, or at least a level of respect that Zealots just, besides that first one, that Zealots in the mid-game, they do not command that level of respect. So, Nightmare just pulling it back here. He's like, you know what? I actually got a shot at this thing. I want to take that cash money home from this silly Terran. I want to take his lunch and dinner and soju money. And I'm going to do it the right way. Because right now, going into Colossus with a safe, but like not overly safe third. He's adding on the Twilight. We got a Forge, +1. Can I get extended thermal lance? Hey girl, are you a robotics bait? Because you make my thermal lance extend, says Nightmare. And then there was no one in the room. He said that to himself. It's a little weird talking to yourself in your room to your computer screen. Who would do that? What a weirdo. But, can I get a +1? A blink. Okay. Wow, we're really locking it down. And can I get a +1? I said, can I get a plus? There you go. That was a decoy observer for the other observer. It totally wasn't accidentally rallied. It was a decoy, so that way he'll never expect this. Oh my god, the brain. Pretty sure that was a mistake. But once you kill an observer... The thing is, like, a zealot-based army, a few Widowmine hits, a good choke point, a few good force fields from your opponent, and the Marines can gun them down. Does Dream know about the Robo-Bay? He knows about the Robo. And tanks are a better counter. He's building he knows. He's got a third on the way. Like, I'm talking like Dream's out of this, but it feels like we're seeing a whole new Nightmare. Something fresh. He's playing like a stats-esque shield toss, as opposed to the disjointed build order fragrances that he jumbled together in the previous matches. Like Colossus into blank with upgrades followed by Templar. There you go. There's a method to the madness. And Phoenixes for cover. Like, still relying on those. Couple Zealots into the Prism. He's setting himself up for success. That Observer. He's got his little tank outpost here. There's a bit in the main. Gonna warp in some more turrets along the edges. Armory, another NG Bay. Nightmare is not obligated to attack here. He's at 66. Nice one on hit. He's at 66 probes, and he's not building any more. So he's gonna put some effort in here. A Marine scouted the Prism. Dream is really trying to lock things down right now. Turrets, depots, tanks sieged. But the map is Nightmares. If you look at the vision on that mini-map, Dream's vision barely extends outside of his base. One very stressed out Marine. Nightmare actually does not have much vision outside of his army. He hasn't put a lot of effort into, like, spotting pylons. He is ready to bring the hammer down. Which is actually kind of a best-case scenario for Dream. Nightmare attacking directly into the heart of his defenses is about as good as it's gonna get for our Terran friend here. That just doesn't look like very many units, though. Like, there's some Archons, picks up the tanks, charge lots from the back, drawing fire. The Marines jammed in behind the tanks. The Colossi trying to get some swipes. The Marines falling back. Dream starting to find the supply. The force field's not doing much until the end of the fight. Blinking forward. The Marines itching to go. The depots and force fields combining. There's no more force fields past this. It's just Marines. The Colossi, oh no! With nothing to cover, the Colossi finally finding some solid swipes. Dream, this was the best fight he was gonna get. Nightmare walked into his concave, and it looks like he's gonna tiptoe right back out with those Colossi. Dream just didn't have quite enough to comfortably knock this back, and what looked like it would be a stalwart defense at the start. Nightmare finally started to manage those Colossi, and suddenly things aren't looking nearly as comfortable for the Terran. A Viking starting to chip away, but 2 Colossi are more than enough. Even a turret getting involved, but the Archon count is too damn high. It really looked like he had something going, but Nightmare just busts right through. A focused attack, punches through. I like how Dream tested the waters with the Colossi. He stimmed. He's like, maybe the Colossi. Oh no. And about 10 Marines instantaneously paid the price, and the rest were coming to the realization that it's not going to be dream, it's nightmare. Bringing it home with the reverse sweep. And some solid Protoss in Game 5. Dream may have overcommitted to defend. Remember how poorly that game started for him. So that is part of why he just didn't have the units. But at the end of the day, Nightmare comes through. Dream tried his standard Terran. It just didn't stack up. But he'll get more chances in the new and improved ESL Open Cups. Thank you, ESL. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. If you get... YouTube's like, did you know we give reviews to people very occasionally? And if they say they hate you, that's still a good thing, because at least people care enough to hate you. So please do that. Thank you for watching. Good luck, have fun. Stay chill.